we have a young lady by the name of Shanique Saunders who's going to join me on set right now. Shanique, you are a teaching assistant with Roots Foundation. And guys, you're also a poet, correct?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so tell us about your piece of work.
So the poem that I'm about to do today, it's based on body shaming, which is something that a lot of us don't pay attention to, and we don't pay attention to the effects that it could have on an individual.
Yes.
And how that could make persons feel depressed in some ways and feel like they want to hurt themselves. So this piece addresses that and kind of tells us to stop it and stop setting unrealistic standards of beauty and allow our young people to be proud of what they look like and who they are.
So what made you decide to go along this angle with your work?
So I'm a very slim young lady. So for a lot of my life, and I haven't lived that long, I'm only 20. So for a lot of my life, I've been told, hey, you're too thin. You had to eat something, only dog like bones. And I had to fight a lot with liking who I am and building my self-esteem.
But you're such a beautiful, and you know, there's some people who be like, take some of my fat, girl, take some of my fat.
Yeah, and that's
it's so beautiful. I want to be like you.
Thank you very much. But that's the thing. I had to find a way to love who I was and look at my bones and say, well, yeah, this is nice. This is beautiful. And in going through that process, I realized that there are others that feel the same way that I do. They may not be getting the same comments that I get. Somebody may be telling you you're too fat. They may tell you you're too short or too tall. But I know there are others that feel the same way I do. So writing this poem was my way of saying, hi, there's a way out.
You are a theatre arts major at UWI?
Yes, I am.
Yeah? So what year are you in?
I am in my third year. Well, going into my third year
You ever
now.
saw this guy on campus? Because Rishi's also on campus.
Eyes just dropped on Carrie like, probably not.
No, I was not a student at UWI, unfortunately.
Okay. But it sounds interesting, and I like the idea that she has. Body shaming is something that is real, and I don't mean to bring this up, but we're seeing it today. If I go onto social media, now we are going to see it.
That's true.
And it's disgusting.
It is.
Why do people do that from where you sit?
It usually starts off because they have a problem with the way they look, and they don't know how to deal with that, so they project how they feel onto others.
Yes. You were you placed second in the world as part of the 2018 BNV. What does BNV stand for?
BNV is Brave New Voices, and it was a team. So it's a team that represented Trinidad and Tobago. And last year we placed second out of 88 teams, I believe. And we came second by 0.1.
So you came first. You came first.
0.1.
Yes.
And yeah, again, the theme that we had for last year's BNV was also it was centered around Trinidad and Tobago, and that was building our pride in our country and what we have, because we would have went before, but we didn't have stories that were 100% authentic to us. And last year, when we carried our stories, it was well received, and we were able to be the second international team to be on the BNV final stage.
And you were you're now the coach of the team.
Yes, I'm coaching this year.
And you're just 20 years old.
And I'm just 20.
Wow. All right. Well, you have a piece that you want to perform for us.
Yes, I do.
And the name of the piece is Ball of Fire.
Yes.
All right. So you're going to step into the space and perform. Shanique Saunders, teaching artist, Roots Foundation.
I just look comfortable in this skin end. Walk around with a smile. Keep my chin up. Try to blend in and be normal with everyone else in the daylight. But when night falls, I just take the skin off and set it aside. The mirror told me to look up, and I see every blemish. And nose, they say, spread too far across my face, my imperfections, ablaze, the things you see and fear. I come from a very superstitious family. So every morning, my grandmother would put a heap of rice and peas in front of me, force feed the demon, because she too thin, she face too hard, she bamsy bone too sharp, each comment. A grain of coarse salt getting under my skin. The next day, I tried putting the skin back on, but I couldn't take the sting of conforming. My ego would not let me. Because this is not myth or folklore or superstition. You gain real thin, girl, is not a conversation starter. You put on real weight, girl, is not a conversation starter. Body shaming is real and painful and hard to swallow. Ironic that these words seem to be the only thing I can't keep down, because for your information, Tanti, I eat like the child of Olodumare. You see, this poem is what happens when society sets an unrealistic standard of beauty. When men let tongues loose, people begin to see themselves as demon, but I will not be dubbed demon today. And tomorrow, for the first time, I will walk the streets in a mercy blaze, a ball of fire, unchecked, smoldering, and glorious, a kind of holy that you never see before. Because this body is scripture. Each bone that you see so easily is a verse only to be read by hands that are willing to look past the dusty exterior of a holy book. And I like being a ball of fire because it feels good to compete with the sun sometimes. You see, I'm no creature of darkness, just a small star now learning to love my glow.
Wow. Shanique, oh my gosh, that was wonderful, wonderful. You know what? I can't say anything after that. I'll just take it a few messages. Come right back here on the Now Morning Show after this.